Welcome, Wild Country Daily Entertainment. This article is from the Independent, and this is crazy. This is about a new pokey poke for Fetty. Biotech company is beginning trials. You heard that right. A biotech company is beginning trials for a new pokey poke, which is fentanyl. The CEO says it could completely change how overdoses are treated. Wow, isn't that crazy? And you tell me at the end what you think this could be all about. Is this actually what they say it is? Or is it a better way to trick addicts into taking the COV pokey poke? Because let me tell you guys something. First, from my perspective, when I was in active addiction, I didn't care about shit. I didn't care about nothing. I wasn't worried about getting a pokey poke. I wasn't worried about getting this and getting that. The only thing I was worried about is getting my drug of choice. That was it. And feeling okay for that day so I'm not sick. So what a better way to trick addicts into thinking that they're getting something to help their addiction when they could fool them and actually put the COV vax in there. What a better way to trick people, huh? Well, they say a biotech company in New York is testing out a fentanyl pokey poke that, if effective, could completely upend overdose prevention and treatment. Fetty abuse has been a driving cause of overdose deaths in the U.S. for more than a decade, according to the Drug Enforcement Administration, they say. They say fentanyl was responsible for nearly 70% of overdoses deaths in the U.S. in 2023. They say in some parts of the country it may be more likely to see a box of overdose counteracting Narcan on the wall of a public place than a, whatever that word is, DEFIB defibrillator, something like that. So they go on to say the CEO of ARMR, which is Gage Science in New York, once again, we're trusting science, wants to change the way we approach overdose. So they say it becomes very apparent to me that as they assess the treatment landscape, everything that exists is reactionary, he told Wired. They say he thought, why are we not preventing this? Unlike Narcan, they say, drug named naloxone, which reverses the effects of overdose, they say ARMR is developing a pokey poke that he describes conceptually as similar to a suit of armor. Oh, so they're using this like they did with the COV, that you could take that and have a suit of armor so you don't get sick for the COV. Remember them saying that? I definitely do. So they go on to say, like any other pokey poke, receiving it first will, in theory, protect an individual from danger. if they encounter the drug. So they go on to say, he said that the pokey poke could completely change the paradigm for how individuals respond to overdoses, because it would no longer require someone to be carrying medicine like Narcan on their person to treat an overdose. The proposed pokey poke would eliminate fentanyl in the bloodstream before it reaches the brain. Remember? They were doing tests for the COV, and they would stick that thing up your nose, and a lot of people say they could feel it going up to the brain. And by keeping it out of the brain, it would prevent the drug from causing respiratory failure and death. It would also prevent the extreme highs that come from using the drug, they say. They say since the drug does not trigger an autoimmune response on its own due to its size, ARMR wants to attach a carrier protein to a drug-like molecule. Isn't that what they did with the COV pokey poke? They added a protein molecule to the pokey poke. It sounds very similar to 2021 and 2020. It definitely sounds familiar. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you think this is a wise decision? To me, I don't think it is. But who am I? I'm not a doctor. I don't recommend shit. I can't recommend you something and say, oh, it's going to work. I don't know. It may not. My opinion, it's not going to work. My opinion, they're just wasting more money on stuff that we don't need. What they need to do is get the drug out of the country. What they need to do is, if they're gonna hand the drug out to different parts of the towns and cities and all across America, do it in small amounts and take all the trash out of it that can cause respiratory failure, that can cause overdoses. But my thing is, take the whole fucking drug out of the country. Take it out. Wipe the drug out. That way you don't need to come up with things like this. Narcan, to me, is good enough right now. We don't need another thing added on to make people walk around like zombies, or people walk around getting sick because they're taking something that they think is legit and it's not. So, I don't know. You tell me what you guys think in the comment section. Do you think this is a game changer? Do you think this is a good thing? Or do you think it's not a game changer and it's just going to cause a whole bunch of ruckus later down the road with maybe different health issues? Like, who knows? Like with the COVID pokey poke, there was health issues afterwards. Blood clotting, respiratory illness, stuff like that. So you let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I'm going to leave the link to this article in the description. Make sure you share this out far and wide. Things like this need to be shared to wake people up, to make them open up their eyes of what they're doing to bring this country more and more down, in my opinion. Everybody have a blessed night and peace out.